vaccine, then you're a fucking idiot. Just kidding. You're not an idiot. In fact, I kind of get you, but you're still misguided.
But you want to know who else is misguided? Every single one of you pro-vaccine people that insult the anti-vax people when they have a valid viewpoint, alright? Their viewpoint is valid. It's detrimental to society. And it's not a good viewpoint to have. But it's not ignorant stupidness. Look at all this shit the government has done. MK Ultra, Operation Sea Spray. That's what it is. Sea Spray, by the way. The government just, spread bacteria on San Francisco to see what would happen. So if you're going to tell me that the government is above putting shit in vaccines for their own cause, which they definitely would, by the way. It's an almost universally used thing. If you're going to tell me that that's not a thing that the government would do, then you're ignorant towards the government's practices. But at the same time, it's necessary to vaccinate because the detriment that the government can cause through vaccines is so incredibly small compared to the detriment of all the shit that the vaccines got rid of, right? Polio, measles, all this awful stuff that the vaccines helped get rid of that caused millions and millions of deaths. It's just necessary. You have to have vaccines. Whether the government's doing shit with it, you just need them. And I definitely think that the government's doing shit with them, but I will continue to vaccinate myself, and I will vaccinate my kids, specifically because vaccines just have to exist. But while we're at it, let's quickly debunk some common anti-vax theories, starting with, of course, that vaccines cause autism. I'm not going to say that vaccines don't cause autism, but I'm also not going to say that they do. You want to know why? Because it is almost impossible to figure out with the absolutely limited amount of information that we have whether they do. Because autism is so incredibly loosely defined and relatively new that the cases of autism increasing recently could be from any number of things that we cannot figure out, or what's most likely, the definition of autism has become so broad recently that more kids are being diagnosed with it. That's what's probably happening. Vaccines probably don't cause autism, but they could. You want to know what, though? Being paralyzed for the rest of your life because you didn't get the polio vaccine is not better than having autism. Anti-vax argument the second. Anti-vaccines have heavy metals. This one is quite a favorite of some close people to me, and I'm just going to quickly debunk it because one of the worst heavy metals, right, mercury, is in vaccines for decontamination purposes, but the amount of mercury that you will consume in every single vaccine for your entire life is less than the amount of mercury you get from breathing and just existing in the world for one day of your life. So mercury from vaccines isn't going to have an actual effect, nor any of the other heavy metals is going to have an effect because they're in such low quantities that they don't make a difference. And if they did make a difference, you would die from breathing. So yeah, the heavy metal argument, fucking stupid. Argument the third, vaccines put the virus into you, having a risk for infection. You know what? This is correct. But the risk for infection is so low versus the risk for infection if we didn't have vaccines literally putting the virus in your body with vaccinations, putting the virus in your bloodstream and putting it in everyone else's bloodstream because of herd immunity, which I should probably define. That's when everyone has enough immunity to where when one person gets the virus, it cannot spread because enough people have immunity to where the contact that the person has with other people prevents it from spreading, and the virus dies out with that one person or two people. It's the amount of people that you need to be vaccinated and immune is ridiculous, which is why vaccines are so important. Upwards of 90% for some stuff. But I digress. The amount, the percentage that you get from vaccinating yourself, right? The percentage chance is lower from literally putting the virus in your body than it would be if vaccines didn't exist. You would have a higher chance of getting it without putting the virus in your body. So, yeah, no, it's stupid. And I'd just like to point out briefly, if you're pro-vaccine, which you should be, though if you're not, I understand you. But if you are pro-vaccine and you degrade and insult people that are anti-vax, you're part of the issue. You're the one that is forcing them into this area of society where there have to be these conspiracy theorist people. Listen, the government's fucked up, all right? They're coming from a good place. They're having something that they don't know put into their body, and they're scared for their children and themselves. Don't insult them. Try and educate them. We need to get rid of this mentality that anti-vax people are stupid. They're not stupid. They're as stupid as Democratic people are. From my perspective, or as I am from a Democratic person's perspective. It's just a different opinion, but that doesn't mean that they're stupid for having it. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Foreman Freecast. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below. Comment if you disagree with me, and I will be sure to get back to you unless there's a lot of comments, though I don't see that happening because this is a very tiny podcast. Thanks to G2A, by the way, for sponsoring this video. Go to g2a.com/r/Foreman, Foreman, to get a significant discount on Ark Survival Evolved. See ya, and be based.